Hey WordPress watchers, in today's video we are going to reveal the most effective pop-up triggers with the WordPress Popup Box plugin. So let's dive in. The Popup Box plugin provides to its users various types of pop-up triggers, and in today's video we are going to review each of them. So let's start with the on-page load trigger. The on-page load pop-ups immediately when someone visits to your web page. So this trigger gives you instant visibility for key offers, is great for announcements, discounts, or lead captures, and is perfect for simple, high-impact first impression. The next trigger is on-click trigger. The on-click only shows your pop-up when a visitor clicks a particular element that you choose. So this is a visitor-controlled engagement which gives you a higher quality lead. This trigger is perfect for coupon buttons, sign-up links, or product info. And also, this trigger helps to reduce intrusive pop-ups, so it gives a better user experience. Now let's check out the exit intent trigger. The exit intent catches visitors who are about to leave your website. So this prevents lost traffic and abandoned carts. This trigger is perfect for last chance offer, discounts, or email capture. So it helps you to boost conversions without interrupting engaged users. Now let's learn about the scrolling to element trigger. So scrolling to element triggers a pop-up when users reach a specific section like pricing or CTAs or whatever you choose. So it's a contextual messaging which boosts a higher engagement. It targets user actively consuming content and is ideal for upsells, subscriptions, or offers. The on-hover trigger shows your pop-up when a user hovers over a specific element. So it provides context-specific information or previews, boosts engagement with products or content, and is non-intrusive, so it keeps user experience smooth. So next is Inactivity Trigger. Inactivity triggers a pop-up when a visitor stops interacting for a set time. So it is perfect for re-engaging distracted visitors, ideal for newsletter signups or offers, and is timed perfectly to increase attention. Now let's check out the after visiting X pages triggers. So after visiting X pages triggers pop-ups only after visitors browse multiple pages. So it engages loyal or highly interested users, reduces spammy impressions, and is perfect for a feedback request or premium offers. And last but not least, the both on-page load and on-click trigger, which gives automatic exposure plus optional visitor control. So it maximizes visibility without being intrusive, is flexible for launches, lead magnets, and promotions, and offers both engagement and convenience. So now let's see how each one of these triggers works. So to do that, go to your WordPress dashboards, and once you have successfully installed and activated your Popup Box plugin, it will be shown on your dashboards menu. So let's go to the Popup Box's dashboard. Click on the Add New button and choose your pop-up type. Here we have varieties of types. You can choose the most suited one to your website. To save your time, I have already created one, so let's check it out. As you can see, the plugin offers us multiple sections, but at this moment we are going to focus on General Settings section. So here you can title your pop-up or not, it's up to you. It will help you to keep your Popup Box's dashboard more organized. So do not forget to enable your pop-up. So here you can set the General Settings basics. Let's scroll down. I want you to focus on the display feature. This feature helps you to choose where you want your pop-up to be displayed. You can choose to display your pop-up on all pages, make exceptions, or choose where exactly to include the pop-up. So let's include our pop-up on the needed page. Let's scroll a bit, and here comes our pop-up trigger feature. So choose the method of user detection. Here we have all of the varieties of triggers. First, let's see how on-page load trigger works. So this trigger displays the pop-up automatically on the page load. But for better conversions, I would recommend you to set a short amount of time so your website visitor has time to adapt to your web content. So to do that, once you have selected an on-page load trigger, go to the settings section and find the open delay feature. Here, as you can see, 1 second equals to thousands of milliseconds. So I would recommend you to set it from 3 to 5 seconds so the visitor has time to view your web content. So let's write 3000. And that's it. Just click on the save button and let's go and check out the page where we have included our pop-up. So here is our page and here is our pop-up. Now let's come back to our pop-up trigger feature and check out the next trigger. So it's the on-click. So this trigger displays a pop-up on your site when the user clicks on a targeted element. So to target an element, you need to fill out the CSS selector box. So I'll show you how to do that. You do not need any CSS or developer knowledge to do that. Everything is easy to use. So let's go to the page where we want to include our pop-up. Scroll down and find the element which you want to trigger a pop-up. I want it to be this button. So click on it and from the settings tab, go to the advanced section. And here you will see an HTML anchor, which is going to be your element's ID. Let's write something. And here you have an additional CSS class, which is going to be your element CSS class. So let's title it. And all you need to do is to copy one of them, let's say an HTML anchor. And back to the dashboard. As you can see, in order to target an element via the element's ID, you need to at first write a hashtag and just paste the ID of your element. Let's save it and go to the site where we have included our pop-up. Now let's find the button and click on it. And here is our pop-up. So the next trigger is both the on-page load and on-click trigger. With this trigger, your pop-up will be shown both on-page load and click. So once again, let's paste our element's ID. But at this time, I want my pop-up to be shown immediately once the page is loaded. So let's go back to the settings section and on the open delay box, just type a 0 or you can leave it a blank. Now let's save the changes and go back to our web page. So here is our pop-up and now let's click on the button and here is our both triggered pop-up. So it is time to see how the on-hover trigger works. So after choosing this trigger, the pop-up will be displayed when the user will hover on the particular element. So again, for this trigger, you are going to need a CSS selector for triggering your pop-up. Everything is the same, but at this time, let's copy the CSS class. And in order to trigger this element with the CSS class, you need to write a dot and paste your CSS class name. So let's save it and go to the page, scroll to the bottom. The next trigger is an exit intent trigger. So the pop-up will be displayed when the visitor decides to leave the website. So all we need to do is just select this trigger, click on the save button, go to the web page where we have included our pop-up and showcase an exit intent behavior on website. So let's hover on the close button and here is our pop-up with an exit intent trigger. So this pop-up will re-engage the users that are about to leave your website. Now let's check out the inactivity trigger. So after enabling this trigger, the pop-up will be displayed when no activities are done in the particular period of time. You can set the seconds when the pop-up will be displayed. Once selecting this trigger, a show pop-up based on activity box is going to appear. Here we have to set a time. So the pop-up will be displayed based on the activity. If the user doesn't do any activities in the particular seconds, the pop-up will be displayed. So I would recommend you to set it from 15 to 30 seconds. But to not wait long to see the results, I would write a 3. So let's save the changes and go to our site, and do not show any activities in these websites for 3 seconds. And here are pop-up with an activity trigger. Time to check out the after visiting X pages trigger. So after enabling this trigger, the pop-up will be displayed when the user visits different pages. So you can set the count of pages after visiting which the pop-up will be displayed. So once we have selected this trigger, a show pop-up after visiting pages box will be appear. Here you have to write the number of pages after visiting which your pop-up will be displayed. So I'll write 2. Now the most important part, find the display feature, select an include option, and pay attention that you have included all the pages that you want to display your pop-up once the user visits. So once we have selected the needed pages, let's save the changes and check all of the pages that we have included. So here is our first page, and here is the pop-up, and the second page, and again our pop-up with after visiting X pages trigger. And last but not least important trigger is a scrolling to element trigger. So after enabling this trigger, the pop-up will be displayed when the user scrolls to the particular element. So once we have selected the scrolling to element trigger, a scrolling to element with a CSS selector box will be appeared. So the logic is the same. Here you need to indicate or your needed elements ID with a hashtag at first, or your elements class, and do not forget to put a dot. Go and paste the CSS selector. Here write a dot and paste it. So save it, and let's check out our website. Now let's scroll to the element that we have indicated, and here is our scrolling to element triggered pop-up. Every trigger has a strategy, so use them for perfectly targeted engagement. If you need more precise and detailed explanations about each triggers, so for each of these triggers, we have created a step-by-step tutorials to help you set them up correctly and maximize your results. So go and check out our YouTube channel. And if this video was helpful, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more pop-up tips and tricks.